Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live, and it's also going to be available on auburnguide.com. And before we proceed, is anybody, I have to ask, is anyone in here recording the meeting? Otherwise. Okay. So it's not. We're going to open the first hearing, 7 o'clock hearing for William Milanazzo, a request for determination for the clearing of invasive plants, dead fallen trees, standing deadwood, and cutting out of overcrowded trees, and the planting of native plants and shrubs on property at 511 Rochdale Street. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm William Milanazzo. Moved into Auburn about a year ago. The property I have has concerns with the invasive plants and some trees that are growing underneath my power supply line. That's got some concerns. There's some deadwood in that area. It is a wetland area. I'm confident that that's the problem. I wanted to bring to you guys first so that I'm not causing any problems or, do it the right way to begin with. The area I'm talking about, it's right off of Rochdale Street. There is some erosion on the shoulder that the town's dealt with a little bit. I'm sure they're going to have to do some more in the future because of the way the property is, and some of the signs of erosion. They're going to have to do something at some point. So I don't want to do anything large or anything large scale. Just get rid of the invasive vines, clean it up a little bit, and be able to get in there, get the dead wood out, get the trees that would cause problems with the power lines. Even cleaning out the trash is problematic right now with the vines just getting in there and getting the trash. People seem to think, let's throw the trash out our window before we turn onto West Street.
Are you the first house immediately coming off of West Street? Are you the first house on the right? There's a lot of landed area. There's a lot of area.
Well, first house on the left. So if you turn towards 56.
Yeah. Okay.
On the left, there's
basically the first house that go.
Yeah, basically the first house.
What are you planning on doing for stabilization after you?
I was going to plant. I was looking for native plants. My mother-in-law, Betsy back there, she's going to be my guidance. But so she knows a lot more about plants than I do. But Mount Laurel. She said cedar. She mentioned some other things that I don't remember. But I was going to, consult with her. There's online. There's some resources about buffers that the Mass DEP has. I've been reading that, and about what plants you choose and select that would prevent the erosion and stabilize the bank, so we don't want any silt down or any the concerns that there. I do my homework. The concerns is with the silt and flowing down, and I'm pretty sure any silt or anything that I'm going to do is going to, the way my property is, it would, if I did any up there, it would flow down the hill, and then I've got another area of flatness and still water down at the bottom, which would kind of prevent it from flowing underneath the railroad tracks and then over to the, it goes down to the Sportsman Club and then off to Darkbrook. And
when were you planning on doing this?
That's the thing is as the weather permits and as life permits. I had a flu. I couldn't do anything last week. And I've got 4 girls, mother-in-law. So as we take care of things, probably over the next year, we're
so
sooner.
You're not ready to do this right now?
Not ready to do this right now. I'm not in a rush, but I don't want to start anything until.
No, it's good that you came here first.
Yeah.
Usually, we're not so busy.
Are you down in the valley? I know I'm just depicting where you are. I know there's Pope that lives near you.
Yeah, that's the house.
Oh, okay.
So it was.
I wasn't sure. Okay, I know exactly then. We've been there.
All right.
Okay, great.
So I basically just want there hasn't been much clearing out there. I want to get rid of the invasive, bittersweet, clean it up, and make it a little bit better, but not nothing changing the function of it.
Primarily going to be done by hand?
Primarily done by hand. I do have a tractor, and I'm probably going to use it and an ATV to drag up some of the heavier, any of the heavier trees or whatever that I can't carry up myself, and to pull some of the vines out of the canopy and stuff. But
Okay.
I'm not going to go in there, and I don't tend to use the tractor to dig roots or anything
Right.
like that. That would be
Okay.
pull it out, you know, get it killed, and then
How did this get mapped? Is this just your estimation?
that is a combination of a bunch of things. It's the deed, it's my daughter's drawing, some measurements.
That explains it.
But it looks like, are you going to avoid, obviously, the actual wet areas and you're just talking about the land around the wetlands? The actual, is this a flowing river or is this wet or?
Okay,
Looks like it's culverted, so.
that's a culvert. There's a big wet spot. There's a few trees that I think are actually in the wet.
Exactly where it is.
Some sort of stream in here.
Yeah, and that's from a culvert. That I've been there a year. It's a culvert across the road. It dries out completely.
Right, because you have some area surrounded, basically.
Yeah.
Could you access that?
No, there's no way I could access that without
Crossing the wetland?
without crossing the wetlands. That's a big drop. But I can, if the conditions say don't go in there with the tractor,
Right.
I'll go in there by hand.
Right.
As
I mean, I think we need to look at it,
Yeah.
unless,
We should look at it.
you know,
Yeah,
We
that's
already
typically,
have.
we'll go out and have a look, take a look at it.
Already
I know this Saturday, I wouldn't be available, and I'm the vice chairman who's serving as chairman tonight.
Yeah.
Mr. Gowan's away, so perhaps we go out there either the February 2nd or February 9th on a Saturday.
no point unless the snow's gone.
Right.
No, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. So then I
I mean, I know
Could
this rain's gonna
possibly-
wash away a lot of it, but
Right.
who knows between now and
Right.
Yeah.
a few weeks.
So if you're not in any rush.
I'm not in any rush.
Take some time to look at it when it's ready
Should we
and
Yeah.
do a 2-2 or 2-9? Check.
Yeah, but
continue to,
I would say we would push,
yeah, maybe.
Like March.
Well, you don't even
We don't know
know.
what March is
Again,
like.
we don't know if there's going to be any more
I mean, if we do-
weather problems.
Like February sometime, can we let him know if we've seen it or
Sure.
not and then push it out without him coming
Sure.
come in?
You live there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could probably call you and just say, hey,
Yeah.
can we come up to your house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no
Yes.
trespassing signs. I
It's-
think-
no, this is
Okay,
fine.
all right,
Okay.
cool.
It's a
All right.
Saturday, it would be a Saturday morning.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So how are we leaving it? We're gonna call them when,
We'll call, yeah, when we do site visits, whether it's on the 2nd or the 9th, depending on the weather, we'll notify.
okay, but you would stop making it sound like to wait till the weather
No,
is
no,
better,
I was
like
just saying
April,
whether we,
or-
when we put him on the next schedule.
But,
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that we should do it for like should we put it on for like should we put it on for 2
Yeah.
weeks just in case?
I'd
though?
say at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
At least 2 weeks. I'd go at least to the 9th.
I mean,
The
or a
next
month.
meeting
I
is
mean
the
a month.
13th.
I mean a month.
month.
2
Yeah,
meetings.
yeah, I'm sorry.
2 meetings.
You're right.
2 meetings.
I agree
Two
with you.
meetings.
27th of
Two
February,
meetings.
Sure.
If that's all right with you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, was that, Sheila? To what?
February
Yep.
27th, so if someone wants to make a
Okay.
motion.
Is that all right with you? Does that make sense?
I make a motion that we send
Continue.
Mr. Milizano, did I say it correctly?
No, good enough.
A call for a possible site visit on 2/27.
No, we're gonna continue the meeting till then.
The meeting will be to that. Okay. The meeting will be continued to 2/27
Okay.
after the site
And we
visit.
will contact you, and I'm sure I have your phone number here.
I'll send it. It's right here.
Yes,
Thanks.
okay, and we'll contact you when we're going to. Okay. And did someone second that motion?
Yes, Michelle did.
Oh, I did.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
Okay.
Thank you
So
very
it's
much.
going to be
Well,
continued?
thank you.
Oh, no, so for me?
Yes.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you for your help.
Good.
Thank you all.
Good luck.
Good night. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.
The clock's
Quite.
Yeah, that clock's a little slow, I think.
I know, but
He's got the phone with the correct time.
7:09.
7:09, we got a minute.
I have 7:10.
do you have Verizon 10? I have 7:10.
All right,
Should
there
we
we go.
put the that up on the white?
Sure, wherever you want to put it.
Okay. 7:10, the applicant Anthony Benvenuti, notice of intent for the construction of a new home, septic system, well, and associated site work on property at 795 Oxford Street South. Good evening.
Good evening. Evening, everyone. My name's Rob Lucier from...
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have a motion to open the meeting?
Make a motion that we open meeting for the Anthony Benvenuti, notice of intent.
Aye.
All in favor?
I second
Aye,
it.
okay.
And
Go ahead, gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Rob Lucier from McClure Engineering. With me is also Dave Feist from our office from McClure Engineering. We're here on behalf of Tony Benvenuti. He actually can't be here tonight, but nonetheless, we are here. So, this project, there's some proposed work that Mr. Benvenuti wants to do at 795 Oxford Street South. It's a proposed one-family dwelling with a septic system, proposed well and driveway just leading to the property. Basically, we have all the work that we have shown here is out of that 25-foot no disturb zone. There is parts of the driveway as shown and the well that are in that 50-foot buffer, and then the house and driveway are also in the 100-foot buffer. Basically, actually, I'm going to show you this too. This is a bigger view of the site. This is the driveway leading in from Oxford Street South to the proposed house location. And then we have the 50-foot buffer and 100-foot buffer here. Wetlands were flagged from Three Oaks Environmental and located as shown here. Basically, we are aware that there's also a 50-foot buffer zone, which if it's natural, we don't want that to be disturbed. I guess we're pretty much opening up for discussion with the Conservation Commission to see how we can make something like this work for the client and abide by the wetland regulations in the town. I can, here. This one. That'll be easier to.
Yeah, there we go.
Whoops. It'll also be easier to see if it's not upside down. There's also an existing stone wall here, which basically that's between the wetlands and where we want to put the house. And then this is showing the erosion control around that we have proposed. It's about 692 feet of it.
Are there any other houses close to where he would like to place this one?
There is a house, let's see, I think we have the location shown on this one. Yes, so the closest house would be actually Tony Benvenuti's house, which is in the front here, that's 797. So it's a considerable distance away from the proposed house. There's a house further this way and one further that way as well, but it would, you wouldn't be able to see it from this plan view.
Can you bring that back to this
Yeah.
a little bit?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. So he can't bring it back to his house anymore? To the house that he has existing? In order to pull it away from...
Oh, no, so this is the property line right here.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out the
And then-
property line.
So this is the property line here, and we
Okay.
have the zoning setbacks. This is a 40-foot
Okay,
front setback,
gotcha. All right.
20-foot, and then 20-foot here.
Okay. Just trying to figure out what the streets are.
Gotcha, yeah. So it is set far back.
Okay, all right.
But that's the only place the well can go, pretty much.
Yeah.
We could move it close. We can actually move it out of the 50-foot buffer to here and keep it 100 feet away from the septic system.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Well, we can do that.
I mean, obviously, the less disturbance in the 50-foot, the better we're all going to feel about it. And then again, with the turnaround in the driveway, could you do that in that little spot right there?
Yep. Yeah, we did a little bit of working today just to see what we can do to keep it out of the 50-foot. we didn't want to bring a revised plan because that just, this is what was submitted. But yeah, we could move the turnaround here, we can move the well out of the 50-foot buffer zone. Yeah.
Sounding like a lot better.
Is it past Cedar Street? Cedar Street is beyond that.
Yeah, isn't...
Cedar Street comes into it.
Yeah, this,
From the-
yeah, so
I got it,
Cedar
yeah.
Street is going to be, yeah, it's 2
Oh, I
lots
got it,
away
yeah.
from Cedar
Well, it's
Street.
before that, I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
See it now. All
It's
right.
before that, yeah.
So we should go look at it.
Yeah,
I think we should-
as you probably heard, we'll probably do site visits either on the 2nd or the 9th.
Yeah. I think we should see that.
Roughly like 9:15, 9:30, something like that. What we could do is have Sheila contact you when we have a confirmed site visit, so if you're available, you can meet us on the site, we can walk it and take a look.
Yeah, that'd be great. We can let our client know. I mean, he lives right in this property in front, so I'm sure he'd be welcome to-
It's a good time, because you're not going to do too much site work, obviously, in the weather, so, you know,
It's going to depend on
as long
that,
as we don't
sure.
get a big dump of the snow, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So
Kathy
I
Anthony's phone number.
propose that
Yeah.
we move, oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
let's go with you, that we move this to, what, February, is it going to be the 13th?
The 13th,
yeah.
Okay,
February 13th, at, what, 7?
Wait a minute, I got a couple others going on there. So,
We should probably have it at 7:15.
Probably 7, oh, I've already got them in here, just, we'll make it 7:10.
7:10.
Okay,
So
That's where it is.
2:13 at 7:10.
okay, can I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor, oh, any questions for any of the public out here? No? Okay, so no further questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, it's a vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So 9th is much
nice to
better
see
for
you.
me. I don't think I can make it on the 2nd.
Okay.
So you were talking about moving the well, where would you think?
And like you said, it could be nice or it could be
Yeah, we don't.
snow,
no,
so
I
it
know.
depends.
We can move it out. This
Oh,
is the
Have to play it by ear.
50 first. We can
Okay.
move it here and it'll keep it 100
Oh, I
feet
see,
away from
okay.
You know,
All right.
septic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can't really
do anything.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
there's plenty of time.
Right.
Like even the solar guys, they're not gonna go in there and start doing, they really can't, the ground's
This
frozen.
person's well is in
It's gonna
front
rain.
and
It's
Freeze
gonna-
over
it's gonna be a-
move it this way.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, my
All right,
All right.
enough.
All
right, perfect.
Thank you.
it's going to rain off, so you have to get out there.
Now we're gonna get 2 inches of rain
To
and
Ben
the ground's
Newby,
frozen.
and
it's
then
gonna
let him
just
know
be-
when we're going to be doing
It's
it.
starting to mush.
Sounds
good. We
Okay.
started
Yeah,
to-
perfect,
All
thank
right.
you.
I have his number.
Trouble is, you got- I didn't have time to work. Okay.
Thank you.
So you do
Thank you, have a good night.
5:11.
Okay, the next we have the 7:15 public hearing, applicant Walter Koza, notice of intent for the construction of a single-family dwelling on property at 4143 Stone Street.
make a motion to open the hearing?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's a vote. Is anyone here tonight for that project?
Did we have a problem with that last time, too?
Was there a peer
it
review
last week?
going on, right?
Oh, yeah, there's
We
a-
did,
there
it was continued to one.
That's
Oh,
right.
no, that was the one that the plan hasn't been done and submitted to
Yes.
planning board.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
just
You
the
just wanted to
paper.
come here first, okay.
Right, so there's, no plan has been submitted to planning board yet. So
Okay,
Continue to one,
we're
okay.
gonna wait till that happened and then have a house number so we can issue the order of conditions.
okay.
He was rather anxious, wasn't he, to get going, I thought.
Yeah.
Pending planning board.
Well,
approval.
it'll
Just make
happen.
a,
So, you opened it, you can,
Yeah,
and
make-
someone's gonna
make a motion to continue it to next meeting?
Um,
I don't know. You know more than I.
120.
yeah, I've got it scheduled for,
Oh.
let's see.
Make a motion to continue.
1:15.
Wanna do 7:15 again?
7:15?
7:15 again?
4143 Stone Street to 7:15, February 9th.
I'll second that.
13th.
Oh, 13th, sorry.
13.
You seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 0.
So you initially,
She took it as.
and then
did.
you took it over, and then
And I took it
seconded
over.
Who seconded it?
I did,
Oh,
I did.
okay.
Michelle. Thank you.
Oof,
Okay,
it's a rough one.
Alrighty.
okay. That was
I
for
need sugar. That's 719.
What's today? Why is it 1719?
Okay.
So all three of these were from 2 weeks ago already?
Yep.
Okay. Was anybody here for 707 Oxford Street?
I believe so.
We have a winner.
Is it 7:20 yet?
I don't know. Yes, it's
Yes.
All right. 7:20, we have applicant John Johnson, notice of intent for new construction of a single-family home on property at 707 Oxford Street South.
Hi.
I move
Good evening.
to open,
How you doing?
to open the meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed and so voted.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Johnson.
How you doing?
Good. Mr. Garland and myself visited his property a couple weeks ago, walked around, and we took a look at it, and everything. It's, well, if you look at the illustration, there's wetland right behind it. You can see 395 in the back.
Yep.
It's a very long, significantly long piece of land. It would be, I don't know, you can build a house on it, but it's just, yeah, it's just going to be a lot of wetland mitigation and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of wetland. I did
Yeah.
go by there
Oh,
and see
yeah.
it. There's a lot of wetland
Yeah,
right
well,
in
the
back.
whole, it's like behind the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
And there's other houses. It's actually probably right down the road from the last applicant that was here.
Yes. Yes,
And
on the
then
other
same
side.
part,
Yeah,
yep.
same, yep. I did go by the area.
Oh,
And we have, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
What's-
I'm Jason Dewars from DC Engineering and
Okay.
Survey. Yeah, the last meeting, my partner was here, the surveyor. I was at another meeting. So we did, we did change it, so we got a 20-foot wide house, which is a little bit narrow, but, he agreed to do a 20-foot by 60-foot long house to kind of pull it away a little bit further. So we got it to be 23 feet at one corner and 23.3 feet at the other corner to the wetlands at the closest points. The driveway location would come in with there's like the existing tree line that's in the front, and there was already the access road in to get to the well, and the septic system that was put in back in the 90s. So we're able to get the driveway down through that area with, minimal grading. Sloping on the side with a walkout in the back, and like 14 feet to a tree line, which would still leave a 10-foot, tree buffer. Yeah, the property, I mean, it's like 600 feet long,
Yeah.
along the whole roadway, and this is the widest part. It's actually right here is the widest section where we put the house. So, I mean, looking to just get a waiver for the 25-foot. I think he has quite a hardship with all the money and stuff he has invested in the
Sure,
water.
yep. Mhm.
That was done back in, 25 years ago.
right.
Right.
Where is the 25-foot line?
The 25-foot line comes right through here. It hits the corner of the house here, then it comes out of the back of the house, and then it comes back through the house right there. So it's, 23, right at the middle point. It's actually 25.
Yeah, you did do a site visit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we really couldn't go any more than 20 feet with the
Right.
house.
Right.
What's your timeline? Are you in a rush to get this going?
It'd probably be, it would be till spring at least, right?
I just wanted to get it so it's a buildable lot so that I bought it, like, I was here before, but I bought this many years ago as a retirement. Put a septic, a Title V state and town certified septic in, well, and I did everything years ago.
Right.
But I didn't never realize there was a time schedule on it. So I've been holding it, and I've been trying to sell it for the last few years, and they've been saying it's a non-buildable lot. I'd like to get it so it's a buildable lot, so at least I can get my investment back on it. That's all.
Yeah, but, so you're gonna dig the foundation and put the foundation in, and then, is that what you're gonna do to it?
No, I'm going to sell the lot as a buildable lot with that specific house has to be there. So the well and the septic are already in. The only thing that needs to be done is just the digging for the house.
So you need us to stamp it saying that this would be okay?
Yeah, a
The next
buildable
owner
lot,
would
yeah.
still have to come to us.
Yeah, the next owner's still gonna have to come and
Why
do
would-
that,
why would they have to come back?
right? Wouldn't they?
No, he's going to have to get the buildable lot
Yeah.
from the building inspector.
Correct.
Right,
you
from
know.
ZBA.
It's
So he's
not-
coming to us first.
He's just
Well,
passing
it would have to go to
conservation.
ZBA.
Oh, depending
No.
upon.
Yeah,
For what?
No,
no, building inspector.
building
Yeah,
department.
we just need conservation approval, so he has
Right,
his
and
order
then he can go get a
conditions.
building permit.
And the order
Okay.
conditions goes to the deed, which stays with the deed. So the next owner would get the order conditions and just submit with the building permit
Even
application.
if it
Okay.
was
And the septic system's already, Title V's already approved and everything.
Even if it's like 10 years from now?
3, it has to be within,
Okay, it's
Yeah.
been- okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
yeah. So as long as it's within 3 years, the order of conditions will stay active.
Okay.
And you can always extend it for another 3.
Right,
Right.
yeah. But I think you want to move on.
But I mean, I had, like I said, I never knew that
30 years.
wasn't a buildable lot. I've had 6 people over the years want to buy it. I had a realtor selling it, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't build on it until last year when I finally came down here and talked to people, and they said, well, you're over the 10 years, so everything is expired.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
So I had to rehire. We have everything re-engineered.
Yeah. So you had a new Title V then, did you, or?
Well, I had Marshall Provost re-inspected 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never been used, it's brand new.
Yeah.
And then, and as far as, so that's all set, and I put a well in years ago. I had Charlie Olson dig a well.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I did the well before. I shouldn't have even done the well, but, so it's all sitting there. It's brand
Yeah.
new, nothing's been used. Had really, so
Probably just have to have-
it'd make a nice little house lot for somebody. It's a lot of land.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you,
Perfect.
Saturday, last year, or the year before, I had Gary Pike he filled an entire 10-wheeler of trash, because that being a vacant lot there, people have been throwing so much trash
Oh,
there.
isn't that
They dumped it. I mean, honest to God, he came in with his backhoe and filled up an entire 10-wheeler.
Oh, my.
Yard trash and all kinds of trash. So, if someone lived there, they'd take care of the land, it'd be better for the conservation.
Yep.
Is there any wetland replication area plans?
Well, there's no filling
Is there any
proposed.
erosion control material
Yeah.
plan? Like, what do you guys do?
Yep, yeah, we got erosion control.
What are we proposing
Yeah,
here?
I got erosion control going around the entire, limit of work, all the way from here to here,
It's gotta be.
which is hay bale silt fence.
Right, which is well within the 25 foot,
Right.
right.
But I mean, I have nothing to replicate, so I'm not filling any wetland.
I get you. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, we're in the buffer zone, but we're not in the resource area.
I think when you said that earlier, it's coming after. Yeah, you're right.
Would you be using straw bales there, do you think, or could you get by with the wattles?
I mean, being that it's close to, the area, I would say probably we'd use bales instead of
Yeah.
wattles.
Like I said, I've owned that property since 1979, and that water level has never changed. It's
Yeah.
never gone any higher.
Huh.
So it's exactly the same. It's gone a lot lower when we had a drought, maybe 10 years ago. It was a lot lower.
Were
It's
the
an
wetlands
offshoot of
recently?
Yeah, Ecotech, Art Allen did it in May of this year. Well,
Is that an offshoot of Eddie Pond, right?
It's,
It's
Eddie, you got 395,
Yeah.
Eddie Pond,
This
and
one.
this is like a small
Tributary,
finger of
yeah.
water in the wetland area that runs
Part.
on that side. And this
Okay.
house is, the entire length.
I know where you are.
Right. It's just a very narrow parcel of land in
It's
this lot.
very narrow.
today.
Yeah. It's narrow.
I mean, you guys didn't get to
We can
do,
vote on
I got a lot of
Yeah.
money into that over the years. I didn't, putting the Title V septic
they
in,
have,
Yeah.
all 3 copies.
engineers, architects,
Oh, yeah.
all the taxes, and plus the
So it
labor,
needs
and
to
I
be
cleared
inspected.
like that
Needs to be
land,
inspected.
years ago.
Not by us, but need to be
Yeah.
inspected.
He already did, we went out and
Yeah.
looked,
And,
so.
before all the
yeah,
laws
yeah.
came in,
Yeah.
before Title V came
We
in.
can,
Mhm.
whoever buys it, you know,
I was
It is
kind of
what
my
it is.
nest egg when I figured when I.
we'll be
sell
notified,
it,
we can put, no, we can't.
I'll
We can
build a
put it
house on it or do
So
something.
when they
but
build on
obviously
it, they
not.
build on it.
I'm
Right, you guys feel like they're situated.
It is what it is. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
but-
Well, a lot of times lots are permitted and then sold. I mean, it's.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
what makes the new owner come in
Well, I don't
to
know, but
tell?
I'm still working, I don't, I work for myself all my life, so,
Well, he needs to have the order of conditions to get a
Italy
building
He needs to have it,
license.
right,
He'll
yeah.
have the
Yeah,
order
the work
of conditions.
Once again, how does he
Yeah.
intend to sell it?
kind of hide your money so
How
you
does he
don't.
He intends to
Yeah.
sell it
Try
as...
to
he
save
sells
You get
it
old,
all
then it
on-
kills you, because
He's gonna sell the lot with
Jesus,
the,
they make no money.
Title V
Right.
and an order of conditions, so they
Okay.
need, basic building permit ready.
We don't necessarily see it after that. You know what I mean, if it's 3 years,
I never would have saved
he
it.
extends it
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
Does someone
You know
tell
what I
us
mean?
when they start construction?
Well, they have, the order of conditions say to notify you right to
It's
inspect the erosion
really
controls.
Yeah.
So the new buyer's gonna have to have
gonna
that.
have to, right.
Have to
you
have
can't
it.
As long as
do
there's
it.
something in there,
File,
so
right,
there's some
yeah.
connection,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
more
Good for them.
comfortable with it, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think
You
I've
could
ever
put
done it.
conservation at that.
I know, it's just.
I think a lot of the times lots are sold, I mean.
Yeah.
Water.
No, they are. We just, I just haven't
Not
done it on the
really.
If it was
board.
all out of the 25,
Does it?
you know,
Right.
Water
Yeah.
is not
Wouldn't-
nice.
feel a little
Right.
bit less.
Yeah.
Or if he was building on it
They
now.
were just building it. It was
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
still down the other end of the lot.
Because like we
coming
did
this
this
way.
with like the other
That
place
was open
that was
Teddy
down,
Pond.
Oh,
That was really nice at one
Yeah.
time.
the place across from TJ's.
Okay, well,
It was like,
talk about
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I know you
yeah,
want
yeah,
the biggest
yeah.
house
Yeah,
possible.
it is what it is.
Anyway,
It's all good.
20 feet is already like so narrow. 24 feet. Like
What's
kind of-
limiting it on the west side? Or the west side?
Over here?
Yeah.
The,
The septic and
yeah,
the-
the septic system and the zoning line.
Friends of mine, they did, well, the Kennedys, they
All right,
they-
let's do it.
Okay, thank you.
They lived over on that same area there.
Do we have a motion to close?
Motion to
Foley,
close
Cindy,
the
Charlie.
Notice
yeah,
of
a whole bunch
notice
of
of
them.
intent hearing for 707 Oxford Street. No, it's not.
Yeah. I played hockey with all of them.
Second?
Second that.
Okay, all in
I
favor?
motion to
Aye.
close.
Aye.
Please.
No,
Okay.
he seconded.
No, you can't.
Alright.
Can you second?
No, I said all in favor.
I'll do it.
So you motion to
Yes.
close? Okay, and
She seconded.
CC? Second. Okay, all in favor, right?
Yep.
Alrighty.
You go later on, right, usually?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. 7:25, applicant A&N Realty Trust, a notice of intent for the construction of a 1,500 square foot retail building with parking
Yeah, thanks.
and associated site work on property located at 870
Thank you.
Southwood Street. Thank you.
Good
Good
night.
Good evening. Good. See that? Mike's on vacation, his whole place. He's got his gavel though, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, hey.
That's it.
We're still being efficient though. That's good.
We've got it, we are. We've got a couple of the site visits.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. My name, just for the record, my name is Zach Couture of the HS&T Group, representing A&N Realty Trust. I know it's been a little bit of time since we were last in front of you. I believe it was before the holidays, where we gave the introduction to the project. And then we're also going in front of the planning board as well, so there was a peer review done by Graves
We just-
Engineering, which we were
I
waiting.
just gave that to everybody tonight.
Yeah.
I think I had emailed it to everybody
Oh,
and
yeah.
I made some,
Thank
gave
you.
the copies.
Yep, right here, you did.
Yeah, you've got it in an email though.
Yep.
As soon as I got it.
So at our last meeting, we're still waiting for that review process to go through, and then also for you guys to do your site walk. So we did receive their review letter. We did revise the whole entire plan set, and we also wrote a response letter. I'll gladly go over any comments that you guys feel relevant to this board, or answer any questions or concerns you guys might
See
have.
that, Tom? Did you go?
We did.
You did.
Yep.
I drove up to.
In fact, Michelle, yeah, you and I
Michelle
went
went to, yeah. How far back does it go? What does it butt in the back? The back end of it, where they kept key pushes and whatever came back, how far back does it go? They want to
I'll have
purchase
to
it.
plan
I mean,
that.
what is
It's
behind that? I
fairly
don't-
close in the parking area.
Right.
I mean, you can see it on here. Let's see.
Yeah, I just feel the photo, I see what you're saying. I just didn't realize it further quite a bit.
Okay. It's a big one here. if you want to look at the big
Yeah, I
one.
have the big one too from before, I have that as well.
Okay.
I have it, yes.
Yeah, a lot of the peer review comments were, traffic of trucks coming in and like lighting and things like that. There was a couple comments regarding to the infiltration system we proposed. We did do some groundwater testing out there, so we did determine that elevation, and we adjusted our Coltech system accordingly. Basically, we just we used a little bit of a shallower system to make sure we maintain the separation.
Okay.
So that's all been done and designed, and it's off to Graves right now. They're re-reviewing basically our responses to them.
Okay.
Is where we're at with them.
So proposed, that property, proposed parking would be in what location as you're looking at the property from Southbridge Street, which is one way at that point. As you're looking at a proposal of the parking will be on the left?
Yeah, so if you're, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this.
Well, you can only go one way on that, so.
Yeah, so if you're driving down, coming from like Auburn, like if you're going towards
Walmart.
Oxford, it'd be on your right, yeah.
Exactly, and
Yep.
exactly where it is after
Yep.
the car wash.
It used to be the Teddy Bear Farms.
Bear Farms, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it used to be.
It's right across from the, yeah. There's a
It's right next to there's the Harley dealership is
Yep.
right over there, and
Used to
Ronnie's
be.
Seafood is across the street.
So it's
It's right there.
supposed to be, it's going to be, what is it planned on, a granite place?
Yeah, it's going to be for granite and stone displays. There won't be any processing on site.
It's not retail?
It's just retail,
Just
yeah.
retail.
So my client actually owns
Like
the
your
granite
granite?
shop in Shrewsbury on Route 9.
Shrewsbury Granite.
Yeah, exactly. So he does his processing there. He actually has all that. So this is basically just a showroom, and then inside they'll show like some countertop displays and things like that for people to go in and kind of see, and then they'll be in the yard where they'll just literally be stood up so they can go out and pick your granite and marble for your countertops and that kind of stuff.
And they'd be able to make the proposal from there on and set up a building test.
Right. And if they want
Probably
something custom, and then their other shop will customize it, and then they'll work out the delivery with the clients.
They don't expect a whole lot of parking, I mean,
No.
at one time.
Are you expecting any of this to possibly change? Is this pretty final?
No, this is pretty final.
Look at this for sure.
The only thing that could change is, say, if they had an issue with like a pipe size or something of that nature. Nothing in terms of building location or parking locations or anything like that. That's all final.
The door.
To the door.
All right, so we have 50 foot there. Let's see, this one's, that must be 25 and then 50, the two lines on the front.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
There was no usage at all, there was no water usage when it was there by the previous owners? is that
There
correct?
was, yeah.
There was some? Oh, yes,
so
there had to be some, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they actually had a whole sprinkler system
Yes, that's
underground.
correct. I recall now.
And they also had a water service that used to be in the small building that used
Right.
to be there. It was hooked up to water service. It was a
So it's all
2-inch
hooked up.
polyethylene line.
Does that have to be remedied through the water district?
So
Have to be checked through the water district at all?
it actually was. We've
Was it
been
checked
working.
through that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've been working with Ken Smith. He's actually reviewed
Ken,
our
yeah.
plans, and then he actually helped us to establish the location and what he wanted us to use for a
So
connection.
he's okay with that?
Yep, and we also put on the plan set a note to, he wanted a pre-construction meeting with the contractor to establish the, sewer connections, water connections, review that. So that's also on the plan too, so
Okay,
that
that's good.
they'll have to do that before they start digging or anything like that.
Is the state involved at all, with it being on Southwood Street with any of that?
So, fortunately for us, we will have to apply with the state for an access permit, but it's only because it's a change of use. We're not altering the curb cut itself, and we're not proposing a curb cut, so it's a lot easier to deal with. It's basically, you just basically have to notify them of the use to make sure that that curb cut can handle it. And, given the, it's not a high volume business as it is, so we don't anticipate it being any issue. It's just basically you give them the notice that you're changing the use.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's low volume business.
How much disturbance do you think you'll have in the 25-foot buffer creating the building and?
So there won't be any grading done in the 25-foot buffer or anything like that, and most of the construction will take place from the front and
Right.
back. The only thing that they might kind of come close to is when they're just laying on the slab down itself. And obviously, if they were to disturb any areas, they would be reloamed and seeded and corrected. But we're not proposing any work within that said buffer. The only thing that would go towards that buffer is a little bit of riprap, and all that would do is that's just to protect the overflow pipe that's coming out of that system for if we had a very high, say big storm event,
Right.
and that that system needed to be discharged. It just protects the ground and also slows the water down before it goes to the wetlands, so you don't have scoring or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think
far
You
enough.
can keep heavy machinery out of the 25-foot and
Yeah.
just keep disturbance in there to a minimum.
Unfortunately for us, the site is so flat as it is. It's not a steep site, so the
Definitely.
grading's very minimal. We are proposing a slab, so they're not digging a cellar hole or anything like that. So
No.
it's very minimal.
Would the face of the building be facing Southbridge Street?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We also too we moved the infiltration system. Before it was actually over the 50-foot buffer. It's actually now without, and that is to allow us to infiltrate into the ground. So Mass DEP and the stormwater regs have a regulation that if you're within a 50-foot buffer, you can't count for infiltration. So basically, they would make us hold all the water and then discharge it out. So we moved it so we can allow the water to then be percolated back into the ground. And before it goes into our system, it's going to go into a storm scepter unit, which will help. Basically what it is, it's almost like a little centrifuge. It has the water and the suspended solids going in, it spins and it separates out the trash and the solids, so the clean water will go into the system. So every year or so they come out and they pump it and they clean it
Does
out.
that catch residue and oils and stuff?
Yeah, yep.
Great.
And it meets, so we have to have 80% total suspended solid removal, and that meets that requirement.
It's on this page.
Yeah, there's a construction detail on the third sheet that shows. And this is a smaller unit. Most of the time you see a bigger storm scepter and then catch basins that kind of feed into it. This is an all-in-one unit to kind of keep everything smaller, less disturbance.
Great.
Any questions from the board?
I've done that.
Any public comment? No? Do we have a motion?
That we close the public hearing for, is it 872 Southbridge Street?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vote.
Okay, good.
Great,
Thank you so much for your time. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Take care. Good night.
Take care. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Justin's
right.
here. Justin's here.
The only one. Mr. Stelmach.
He's the only one
Come
here.
on up.
Come on. 23 Brook Street. 23 Brook Street.
It's Whitetail Run.
It's by Whitetail Run.
Yes.
Okay, yep, got it. Right near you. No.
Not near me, no.
Not near you, no. Not even near Whitman Bailey, no. No, Brook Street, I got it.
Yeah.
The other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitetail Run.
Okay, sir, what do you?
Just here to talk.
What are you
Okay.
doing, okay?
Justin Stelmach from Homes by Emerson.
Yeah.
I asked to get put on the meeting just to come talk to the board. 23 Brook Street is a relatively new A&R lot that was approved back in August of 18, and we're in contract to purchase it. We've had Art Allen from Ecotech out. We're in the process of going through to file for an NOI because there is wetlands on the lot.
Yeah.
As we were going through all of our due diligence, we came across an open expired order of conditions on 23 Brook Street, which is related to the subdivision Whitetail Run. They were using that, possibly still are using that as their project address. So we're not really sure what to do.
So it's Whitetail Run is saying that that's 23 Brook Street,
That's what, yeah, that's what's
Okay.
listed on the engineered plans and also on the open expired order of conditions.
Oh.
So there's no certificate of compliance on it. But talking with Art, and we've never been through this, and talking with Sheila too, not sure how to proceed to file a new NOI on the same address when there's one that's already been filed and not closed.
Yeah.
I was thinking we kind of ran into this before. I think that 23 Brook Street ended up being Whitetail Run.
Yes.
And they got all individual orders for their site.
Each one, yeah.
So this is kind of just left hanging, I think, because that was
Because
the
it's-
original for the whole parcel.
Right.
And then they kind of went in with the road and had all individual ones, so.
So they
it
don't
was-
need a certificate of compliance. 23,
Oh, yeah.
the old 23 Brook Street doesn't need it. They
Well,
already
yeah.
got their own,
Well,
their own specific
No,
addresses.
they got their order of conditions, yes, but the problem is to clear up the deed, they have to get a certificate of
Get a
No, I'm
compliance.
saying
to
they
close
didn't,
that.
Yeah.
but they don't currently need a certificate
No.
of compliance because they got them individually.
Whitetail
Right.
Run doesn't, but 23 Brook Street needs one to
Correct.
clear up the
It
deed.
does.
Just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you need
But
the,
it's
you
the
need the
same-
certificate of compliance
For
to show
23
that
Brook
being
Street.
closed out so then he can proceed and file a new one. This just happened with Sophia Drive.
Yeah, I
It's
wondered.
kind of the same type of scenario.
Okay.
There was an order issued way back that was still on the deed, and then they had gotten another one.
Yeah.
So time came and they closed out both of them because they did their
That's what-
Yeah, I
as-built
can't
plan and
remember how we did that.
I
They
look
were
back
both
to look for
closed.
that.
They just closed the order.
You
Yeah.
had gone, done a site visit, and then
Yeah.
he submitted, well, he submitted an as-built, you did a site visit. They were requesting a certificate, and
But
then
they were
the
the
other
same
one popped
name.
up, so they had to, they just closed
Just
them
dissolve
both out.
both.
But like, we're not gonna give a certificate of compliance to somebody else.
Um,
Yeah.
Because
It
we
would
have
probably
nothing to
be,
do with Whitetail
it
Run.
said, it would have the applicant and the owner, it's listed on that. And it would show the DEP file number. So it doesn't really matter who's applying for it.
But you in fact own it.
We
No,
don't
not
own it
yet.
yet, we're under contract to purchase
To
it,
purchase
as
it.
long as we get all of our approvals.
Right.
And this is something that came up, and we've never dealt with it. Like I said, with Sheila and I talked on the phone,
Okay.
and we thought it was just best to
Get the
come in.
previous owner to come in and ask for a certificate of compliance?
So as far as, I mean, the information that I have is we're buying 23 Brook Street from the owner of 25 Brook Street next door. Sometime way back when Whitetail was being developed or was started, there was a land swap, is what we were told that was done. And 25 Brook Street was expanded to include this new lot. And in turn, 25 Brook Street gave up some land back behind them to create another lot on Whitetail Run. So I don't know when all of the permitting for Whitetail Run happened compared to when that land swap happened. But right now, who we're buying the lot from or in contract to buy it from has nothing to do with the development either.
But did they do what they were supposed to do on their lot?
I don't know anything about that. Yeah, that's where we,
So is that?
I know who I'd like to talk to.
yeah, I believe so, yes, I'd have to go back and double check.
But the
on
Whitetail
what we
Run
found.
people are the ones that
And who's-
filed the
who we
original
buying it from?
Remember his
NOI
last name?
Yes,
First
under
name's
23
Eric.
Brook Street.
I don't
That's
remember
correct.
his
There's
last
several
name.
houses in there,
Yeah.
right? Do we, right?
Okay.
And then somehow they got their
Jim owns it.
certificate of compliance, but not on 23
Oh,
Brook
They
Street?
didn't get a
They
certificate.
never
didn't
got
get
one.
a
They got
certificate.
orders and conditions.
So
And there
did they
was-
do what they were
I'm not
supposed
sure.
to do?
I thought she was
They didn't get a
Yeah.
certificate of compliance, I don't believe.
Even as Whitetail Run or
I
whatever
don't
their
believe
actual
so.
address
No.
was?
I don't believe so.
I'd like to talk to the
Sure.
chairman, because he's...
Yeah, Shirley did not get a
He would
certificate
know.
of compliance as Whitetail Run, correct? That's what Allison
Say it
said.
again?
They
They
never got a
did.
certificate of compliance.
As
For-
Whitetail Run.
As Whitetail Run, correct?
Sounds like
It's
they
a whole
started
di-
the application as 23 Brook Street
Right.
and the address has changed.
Yeah, when they put the road in.
Right, so did they get certificate of compliances from when they
For
were
Whitetail.
called Whitetail Run and then
For
the 20
Whitetail, right.
They
This
did
was
get-
this was like a separate, yeah, they kind of like,
So they
Put
did
the
get the
road in.
certificate of
Should the
compliance
road
for
in.
Whitetail
Did you
Run.
get the town?
all
But they actually took it
individual
from
ones,
you.
I believe.
They actually took it from you.
What's that?
Well, they actually
Got
took
their
that
own
property from
Notice
you.
of intent.
When it's
and their own
supposed to be
findings and
Emerson's,
their own-
yours.
So everything was
Yeah.
done.
So which
That
road?
So this
Whitetail
is
Run
kinda
that
just
you're
left
saying,
hanging,
23
this
Brook
one.
Street.
Yeah?
I mean, they actually took that, not
Because it was
literally
split off
take it from you,
later.
Yeah, it was
But
split.
it's not
Whitetail was
recorded as
split off
your
of this.
property.
Okay.
And
No,
then
we don't
this
own it
guy
yet.
acquired
correct.
it,
No.
and now he's cutting it up again,
That's what I'm thinking.
splitting it.
But
So
you
I'd
should be,
imagine that we
you
would
actually
actually
should.
get it at the
Yeah.
very least.
Yep.
And then we would need to see what they supposedly did before. Can we pull up this 23 Brook Street?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, they should be.
I think I have it on my desk, actually.
Okay. And maybe a little more clarification on the other, the
Yeah.
the parcels with the whitetail
Yeah.
addresses. And we'll talk to Mike
Talk to
next
Mike.
time.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the board wants to take a look at all of the Whitetail orders and information, to make sure all of that was cleared up. Yeah, no, we're trying to do the same thing at this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
you know, before we proceed ahead. You know, because we know we do have to come before the board for our NOI, but we have to get all this cleared up first.
All right.
So,
So,
Okay.
make a motion to continue this till the next meeting?
Well, really,
We
we're
don't
just
really
here for
have to hear it.
discussion.
Yeah, we're here for
That's
discussion.
all.
We're just discussing it,
Right.
so.
So sorry,
yeah.
everyone.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Gosh, someday.
It's
we
just
can
that
all
we don't have
I will
conditions.
continue it though and have it on the next agenda.
Yeah, we'll get some
Okay.
information on it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we do our site visits, we'll take a ride out there with the information that you're gonna give us.
Yeah.
Probably get, Mike will pick it up.
Would
We'll
the
look at it
current
and go
site
from
owner
there.
be all right with that?
What'll that?
We can contact him, but yeah, I'm sure he will be. Like I said, Art Allen's already been out there. You'll see there's 7 flags. I don't know if you ever got the site plan that I sent to you.
What would that
I sent it
accomplish?
to you on Friday.
Well, I mean,
Oh, I'm not here on
Someone issue
Friday,
it.
because I
Oh.
wasn't here on
You don't even
Monday.
know.
Okay.
You know,
And
You've
it's
been in there, though.
crazy
Busy.
here,
Oh,
because
you've been in there, haven't you?
I was the
How
only
long- I mean,
source
I don't
here
even
on
remember.
Tuesday.
Honestly,
Kay was
how
helping
long
me.
ago was
Yeah.
that?
I know
You
what
know?
you're saying. It's a mess.
Today I just
It was a mess when
ready
we
for
went in there.
today's
Yeah,
meeting.
so at least now it's like, all
Getting
right,
other things done,
did they do
so.
anything?
But
Did you
so
pay
he
in?
did send
You know
me-
what
I sent you just a quick
You know,
preliminary
we should
plan that
own it.
shows the
Alright.
7 flags at Ecotech flag
Okay.
in the
Whoever owns
topography
it
of the
now.
site.
Yeah, whoever.
So,
I'll
and that's
check.
really as far as we've taken it, we would be proposing most likely to put the house up
Right.
towards the front of the road and the lot, and hopefully stay completely out of the 50-foot buffer. You know, is what we're looking to do. I mean, potentially maybe some grading in there, but we really want to stay out of that.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said in the beginning. You want to put another house in the front of that? Is that what you just said?
On that new lot, yeah,
That lot,
when
okay.
our first
I-
initial
Yep.
review of it is, it looks like the house will sit in the front of the lot.
Yeah, that's it.
Because all the wetlands, again, if you do a site visit, you'll see them. They're kind of in the middle of the lot.
Oh, okay.
But the access to the back of the lot, we'd have to go right through the 20. We wouldn't go into the wetlands, but a driveway would definitely be going in the 25-foot buffer. And it just makes more sense to keep it towards the
Up
front.
to the 25, right? Not in it.
No, if we had
Messy
to
when
get a
we went
driveway
in.
through, we potentially would be
In
in the
it?
25.
Okay.
So that's why we keep everything in front. We're gonna try to keep even the grading out of the 50-foot.
Yeah.
But we'll review all that with our engineers.
Yeah.
How's your house?
Wonderful, thank you.
How's marriage?
Oh, it's great. Still married.
He's still smiling, isn't
I have
he?
to ask him, you know? Still smiling, that's right, when I asked him.
Yes.
Everything's going great.
Good, good, good. It's a lovely house.
Yeah,
We're all
thank you.
happy for you.
Thank you.
And I keep seeing a lot of fill-ins at Whitman Bailey.
All of a sudden, it's picked
A lot
up.
of fill-ins,
It's
what,
been- it's been
24,
good.
26, they're going right around the
Yeah,
front of
it's
it.
been, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
we've taken our, I think, 4th contract of the year.
Wow.
Just in its,
Good money in there.
going beginning of February, so it's all of a sudden picked up,
Wow.
which we didn't expect.
Yeah.
I know, at
usually
this
it's a
time
slow
of
time.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
seen a lot
Yeah.
happening,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is good.
It's been like this the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Just right through the whole year.
Yep.
Doesn't slow down.
yeah, that's how we pretty much were
Yeah.
last year. Yeah, we were a little bit slower last year than we
It
thought
was
we
a little
would be.
slower,
but-
yeah.
So, we'll see how the rest of the year goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about that. Is that totally gas? All-
Propane.
yeah, oh, it's propane?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, every
house-
unit has a
their own-
500-gallon buried propane tank.
Which they are responsible for filling and whatever, is that correct?
They are responsible for filling it. Everybody up there leases their tank.
Okay.
So they're not required for any type, not that there's any maintenance to them, but if there ever was any maintenance that needed to be replaced, that's on the propane company, not on the homeowner.
All I was going to say is that their responsibility, yes.
Yes.
So every appliance in there is set for gas?
It depends. We run furnaces and fireplaces. Some people do cooktops and ovens, but
Oh,
most people
okay,
just do
right.
electric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Just curious about that.
So come back in at the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll all have some more information and
Oh.
figure out how to move
Just
forward.
mark you on here.
Whatever will be an asset.
Okay, so he's continued.
Is that enough time for you, Sheila, to get that information?
Oh, yes. So why don't we kind of shoot for 7:30?
Okay.
Okay.
And that's 9th?
13th.
13th.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here on the 27th, just PS.
13th, yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to be here on the 13th.
So there's that. I'm not going to be here on the 27th.
Okay.
I could, it's my 50th birthday. Right? I'm going to party like a rock star.
Wait, no, I'll be here Wednesday.
We'll be all set. Even though it might be.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for taking the time.
Okay, thanks for staying.
Thanks so much.
Good to see everybody.
Good one.
Good.
You too.
Say hi to your dad.
I will.
Okay.
right, what else we got?
All right. We just
Everybody-
have
Just real quick,
discussions.
and then we'll get out.
Minutes.
The Mill Street, I'm sorry,
I read the 26 and it looks lovely
What
to
about
me.
the 476 Leicester Street, there was a
Yeah.
note that came.
Did you hear, did he say if he was gonna come? I saw the email that said he was gonna try to maybe
Yeah,
come
no,
by.
he can't make it.
Okay.
No, he's not gonna be able to make it, and, yeah, so. that was
Basically,
it.
are
He
we
did
allowed-
call and-
This is the project that was like from like a year ago, correct?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
older one.
Yeah.
The
There's
bridge
some
that goes
work
over
they
the
have to do
wetlands.
under the bridge. I'm not quite, I didn't really have a chance to even
They
look
have
at what they're doing.
Did they
Yeah.
mention
Pile.
when they wanted to do this work?
Drive temporary piles into the ground that will prevent construction debris from entering the BVW and buffer zone. So it's like preventative.
It's
Yeah.
temporary to put a canopy to prevent,
Temporary.
which is good, as
Right.
long as when they do it, it has the least amount of impact, is what I
Right.
would think.
Yeah.
And yes, as long as they fix it. I don't know. Should we say?
Well, I don't think we have to
should
make
say
any-
it's
Correct, that's
fine
Yeah,
to
like a
call us
while
down
back.
so we can-
It was unbelievable.
Well,
That
Very
was-
difficult to walk it, let it go.
We may want to
down.
just
That was
He
look
what
at
wasn't
it after they're done.
expecting
I remember you.
They have to fix
an
the
answer
bridge.
tonight, really.
That's good, but they have to fix the bridge, so as minimum impact as possible.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're telling us about it, they have to fix the bridge.
Yeah.
Minimum impact as possible.
Oh, it's not to fix
Oh,
the
I
bridge,
think-
it's
I think
just
what they
prevent
wanted to do is to
To
construction
prevent
debris.
anything from going in there when they do fix it.
Whether they were going to have to
Yeah,
make an
Temporary piles in the
amendment to
garage
the
or
order.
a
Yeah.
canopy.
yeah.
I think what he's wanting to know is whether you are going to want him to make an amendment,
Amendment to it,
like having a public hearing and
Wait a minute.
all that, or if it's minimal,
just, yeah.
to just
Ground
submit a
mounted
new
solar.
plan.
Yeah,
plans
rehabilitation
what
of
he's doing.
existing bridge on the property.
This is 476, what you had sent.
Are there any conditions we would want to add?
And to be quite honest with you, I really haven't had a chance
We
to
could just
review
take,
it.
we could just take a look at it and amend it. It'd be much simpler.
So I'm thinking that they have to fix that bridge in order for the trucks.
Yeah,
Going in
to
and
go
out.
through.
Yeah.
It's low.
So yeah, I mean,
Yep.
make sure crap doesn't get in the
Yeah.
water.
32818 was the original thing on here, it's the attachment, so
Wow.
it's almost a year.
Here it is, right here. Oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I had all these for
Here you go.
everybody.
For you.
Got to pass out. Okay, that,
Oh, no. Did you do some of that with us?
oh, wait a minute, that might,
Yeah, that's probably the dust runoff. Actually, no, that's being responsible. That's a good thing. Because it's probably the dust runoff. They're probably trying to make sure that the
there you
dust
go,
runoff.
Thomas.
I got to take down.
Yeah, it's a great
I
thing.
think I gave
It's
you-
just a matter of,
You did.
Oh, one,
I think you don't want.
Yeah.
you-
Okay,
you-
I've got-
you-
I've got one
you-
like
you-
that.
you-
Anything else that they can do
Yeah, and I had a couple
in order
that
to mitigate that.
you, that you left here, that you brought to us here.
let's see here.
Yeah. Sort of couldn't be here, and
Remove damage, blah, blah,
Anybody
blah.
else freezing
I
to
had
death?
just made 2 pictures of this because I didn't want to,
Is anybody else freezing to death? in here?
yes, I am.
Are you freezing? Because I am. I'm
Yes, I
freezing.
am freezing, hair standing up all over.
farms, not
Yeah, me too.
taxes.
I haven't heard any.
This was
I've
a,
heard of, yeah.
they did send this plan of the repair for the bridge. She has a copy, I only printed up 2.
Did you just I just want to take a
emailed
look
them
at
to
it, that's all.
everybody.
You got it? Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't want to write that.
Building works. That's the bridge.
I did, I saw it, yep. I did.
So this was for lot 1 out of that big solar project.
So they're gonna put a compost sock along the wetland line.
Lion Road.
Proposed temporary shoring is just on each side. I mean, I just think as long as they restore any of the disturbance, and we just may need to add that to the actual order,
Add it to
right?
the order.
It
sure.
should be, yeah.
Instead of doing the whole.
So we don't foresee it being a problem, but we'll amend the order. Do they have to come in for that?
I think if you're going to do, if you're amending the order, I think that needs to have a public hearing and everything.
Right.
If this is minimal, he could just submit this with a letter, you know, showing the DEP file number. I don't,
We've already learned that if we press them too much, they'll just go above us.
Well, I'm sorry, wait a minute. I think we would have to amend the order, but since it's minimal, we wouldn't have to have the public hearing type thing. That's right. We would have to amend it and put this plan, I would include that plan.
They're replacing the rivets on the bridge,
Wait, we'll get
so
that.
they need something to hold it up while they do it.
Yeah.
And that's,
It has to be done, it's fine. We already
That's
approved
it.
the project.
They want to elevate
That's
it.
over.
So did you want me to tell them that we will just
Maybe next
consider it
meeting.
minimal?
Yeah.
consider it minimal.
And they'll come in, did you want them to come into the next hearing
Right.
to kind of,
But I think we should have them come in and explain.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we should have them.
All right, so I'll just tell them that we're looking at it now as minimal and no public hearing or a butter notification, but we will have to amend the order.
Yeah,
And then he would have to re-record it.
okay.
That's good.
That's
Sounds good.
how we did it in the
So it would
past.
just be in the discussion section,
Um,
or would it actually go there?
I think it would probably stay right there in discussion.
Cool,
All right.
excellent.
Okay, so we have
What's
34
next?
Mill
34 Mill
Street,
Street, we got a letter from
which we
Caleb
did,
Lee.
and Michelle responded to Sheila and Darlene. Did you? You got that? I got that. I don't know what the sign was. You know what the sign was that they took down?
Probably the mass truck, whatever.
And it was
Inspection
inappropriate, she
stickers.
said, it was not permitted.
Yeah, the inspection sticker sign, I believe.
And he had no problem with that.
No, he took it down.
How did this get, I missed it?
There was a whole bunch of other stuff though, but
I agree. I saw it too.
that's all right.
All right, but our
I
building
agree.
commissioner from Auburn is cool with everything?
Yes, he said he gave me copies of everything from planning, zoning, and everything, and he's
He's
doing what
compliant.
he's supposed to do there.
Great.
He's got 35 that he's doing with his department.
And Caleb also checked with DPW, saying he's got some type of crushed, I don't know what the material is he has down. It's not nicely paved, it's something else that is equivalent to paving, so it's impervious, so.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
All right, conflict of interest training.
Yeah.
Through
I did.
till
I
April
did.
10th, you did yours?
I did it. I did it on the 8th. She's got my copy.
Oh, good for you.
Okay.
Done.
All right.
And then the enforcement order, I just want to let
Yeah,
you know,
what's
I
the story
did
on
put
that?
in a call. Judy Schmidt answered my call. I wanted to talk to Megan Selby. I think she's the one that was handling 498 Rochdale. And she didn't get back to me yet. She had set 2 dates for her to go over and do a site visit. Contacted Mr. Goodman, I think by mail, I'm not sure. And I haven't heard anything if she got over there to visit with him or what, so it's kind of still in the air, and I'm hoping to hear something tomorrow. Megan wasn't there today, so she'll be there tomorrow, so I'm hoping to hear something, what happened, if they got over there with him to do the visit or what happened.
Okay.
That's a DP site visit, okay. We're not doing any minutes, are we?
No, we should do some minutes.
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah,
just
the
knock the
minutes-
minutes
the
out.
minutes
We got
on
a
the
copy
26th
right
look
here
good
for a
to
bunch
me.
of
We
them.
got them all.
Let's
All
do it.
right.
Sheila sent them
Yeah, I
all.
made, they're all stapled
26th
together.
of
He's got it
September
right
looked good
there.
to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's that?
September 26th.
Have a motion?
Did somebody read them?
I thought.
We did.
Okay.
Right.
All
I'm
right,
still
I-
reading.
I made some changes on that. I think that was the one I didn't finish, and I kind of finished it, and,
You corrected it. It
I
says, have a
corrected it.
corrected copy.
yeah, I corrected it, and I hadn't finished part of something, so I fixed it
I
and
see.
added stuff.
Sure. I submit that I submit that we accept the September 26, 2018
Can I read
corrected.
them first?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just read them.
Sorry, I thought you did.
Back.
Yep.
The present location is where the new system will be installed due to the proximity of the abutters well, which is 51 feet. I feel like we could say that better, but let's just leave it. Where's Michael? The new The new system will be installed 51 feet from the I don't know, it just seems like it's a little,
Run on.
yeah.
All right, he's asking if it be located closer to Leicester Street.
Just say the location of the new system,
Was chosen due to the proximity of the abutters well.
yeah.
Okay, the present location of the new system.
Is
It's
51 feet from the abutters well. Is located 51 feet from the abutters, or will be installed 51 feet from the abutters well.
It's proposed, yeah.
Well, I think he was asking, could it be closer to Leicester Street? The present
It is.
location of the new system
Right, isn't it going to be 51
Will be-
feet from
will be 51 feet
location? It's
from the
51
abutters
feet.
well. I guess it was chosen because of that. Okay. I'll correct that and
Thank
then,
I don't mean to be picky.
that's all right. It was run on.
Oh, man. So on the back, existing dirt driveway instead of using,
The back.
sorry, right in the middle there of the Marshall Pros.
Okay.
Instead of using the frontage, instead using, we just add the word of after instead.
Oh, that's the second page.
I'm not sure where you are.
Existing dirt driveway is right in the middle there. This
Okay.
Site by which this exists,
Existing dirt driveway.
instead of using
Okay.
the frontage. All right, I'm ready.
We have a motion?
Move that we accept the meeting minutes as of September 26th,
That's corrected. As corrected, with the correction made.
Amendments.
as
Yeah.
corrected.
Okay, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, we have a 10-10, which Michelle and I were not here. Michelle, let's see what I do.
Really?
Okay, we have to do some issuing here too, did we? Did we close any of these? No? Oh yeah, Johnson.
Actually, we can't do October 10th, can we? We don't have a quorum.
I don't think we can.
Yeah, we can't even do that.
Are you right? Yeah.
Then,
We need Michael here for that one.
October 10th, yep.
10:10.
I didn't see anything on here.
No, I didn't see anything there.
We'll hold it
Well,
to the next meeting?
we went there, so yeah, 10:10 then, right?
Yep. Hold that one
So
there.
10:10 is continued,
Yeah, we'll hold that until Mike
13.
said.
I'm sorry. The when, the 10th?
hold till February 13th.
Yep, that's correct. At least 3 weeks almost.
All right, the next one, Michelle was absent, so it's 1, 2, 3. Well, 3 of you voted.
Yep. So then we'll have 11:07. Where's the Henshaw Street? Okay with that.
I had emailed these to everybody, right?
You did.
Okay.
I don't have any directions for this one.
I don't have any. You want the 7th, right?
Yep.
God bless you.
This is November 7th. Okay. Good. The only thing left is,
What's the, 3-to-1 slope for the detention basin?
then we just have 12, 12, and 1 9.
Page 4, oh my God.
No, you did 12, 12.
On page 4, just the third line there, I would just say is phased into with a, make it past tense. Project is phased.
Oh, okay.
So 10:10 is good too. Can't vote on either one of these anyway.
Oh, I did find one cut further down on page 4 where it
Yeah.
says,
What are you doing?
pilot with the town, power could be sold to the town with that 10%, maybe at a 10% and drop the word with. Page 4 on
Maybe that's
718.
He's only doing
About halfway
November
down.
7th, yeah.
With,
Page 4.
okay.
Yep.
Pilot with the town, okay, so, okay. with that. Yeah, I got you.
Never ending.
No.
Fall asleep, it's too much reading.
I know, huh?
Just kidding.
Great.
All right, looks fine to me.
That's $7.95 a street.
That's good.
Have a motion?
I make motion that we accept the minutes of
11/7.
11/7 and December 12th, 2018.
Oh, I didn't read.
I didn't know
Oh,
anyone
you
did
didn't read the
December
12th.
12th yet.
I'm sorry.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
right.
just do
Seven,
11/7.
I'm sorry.
11/7.
11/7. Yep,
Second?
I'll
You
second
can't,
that.
Michelle.
I
Sorry.
abstain.
that's correct.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
It's a vote.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Right.
Yeah, let's table the 12th. I have to go home.
I think it's just one page, isn't it?
Oh, well.
The
all
12th is one
right.
back.
All right. Sheila wants to
No,
press
it's
on.
two.
I want to get it
Four.
done. since you have
Yeah, we
an
can get
idea.
them done. We can get them.
Yeah, well, it's 2 pages. 4 pages, really.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
We can do
We
it.
can wait if you want.
We can do it.
That's,
Allison doesn't have to vote on this one. You weren't present.
it says I'm present.
It does? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were on the second line. I just thought.
Were
that
you?
was all right. I'm sorry.
Is she
I can-
lying or
'cause
were
we
you?
reorganized that night.
Yeah, I was there.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Gotta go.
Yes, right, that's
We
what
gotta
we
go. We
organized.
still have to vote on stuff, so let's stay up focused.
I'm going to ask you all to read them next time when I email them.
I know, I really
Yes.
do much better when I do it then.
And any changes then can be submitted to me, and I'll have them all nice and clean for you when you come in.
Yep, I shall do that.
I'm okay with that one. How's your dog? I think it was
Brown's too cold.
crap, these places. It's not good.
Brown's too cold, it's frozen. So you can't,
You couldn't stop.
yeah, it's like running on concrete, so you can't take her out. She wants to go out and play, but
My poor little guy, he's 14 pounds, he couldn't do action in the house after. He did both outside, he goes out, he's always little dogs. He's very good, but he's 14. How good is this one? She's
You gotta make these decisions too.
I know.
yep.
Oh, I do. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think down gradient is one word. It's about 2/3 of the way down on page 2. We use it as one word, I don't know. if it's-
You do,
maybe
okay.
not.
Maybe my spell check was kicking it up as two.
No, I think spell check usually tells me it's wrong, but
Yeah, okay.
it really doesn't matter.
All right.
It's all the same.
For grading, for grading, silk sack.
Yeah, page 2, about 2/3 of the way. Storm scepter, it's not an S on scepter, it's a C.
Okay, where are we?
And it's probably supposed to be capitalized and have a trademark on it as well. Where's-
All right, so.
Where's Dan?
Applicant right here,
Yeah,
right here.
where are we?
Do
Oh,
it.
down
On page 2.
Okay, that's one.
Do it.
And then page 2, what was the other one? Storm scepter?
Storm scepter is spelled with a C, and it probably has to be capitalized, because I think it's
Yeah.
a...
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's two
All right,
separate
can't
words.
see where I've got that.
Storm scepter.
Good catch, Tom.
Okay, storm scepter is C?
Yep.
Yeah, with a capital.
Okay,
Yep, CAPT, with a capital, yeah.
all right.
Did we ever go see the 4143 Stone Street?
You
Yes.
did, I
Yep.
did. It's a mess.
It's interesting.
It's very,
He likes,
it's nice
he
choice
likes
of
the
words.
interesting
Okay,
ones.
I need to go home and eat. I haven't eaten yet
Nice choice of words.
Just saying, I need to eat today.
Tom, I like
It's
interesting.
8:30 at night. I need to eat
It
today.
certainly is.
It is.
It is.
We good with these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
Okay.
Need a
We have a
motion.
motion?
Need a motion to accept, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the December 12th, 2018 with corrections.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
Great. Okay.
Okay, we're good.
How about that, huh?
All right, now let's issue those. We've got
All right.
707 Oxford Street.
707 Oxford.
South Oxford.
South Oxford.
South Oxford.
Yep.
Oxford Street South,
Who's-
how we say it.
Well,
Who's feeling up to the task tonight?
I'm not happy with that one.
No?
So I,
Yeah, I mean, Mike and I walked the site.
I'm not.
It's got an installed septic. It's
Yeah,
got a well, never got built on. It was my understanding that the main thing was he wanted to come in front of us to say, yep, this is what, it's approved, this is what you need to
Yeah.
do, and try to sell it.
Right.
It's a long piece of land, it's very narrow.
Mm.
There's other homes that are like it on the same stretch of land.
Yeah. Hammerhead.
Yeah,
Sorry, this is 795
that's
No.
707
707.
Oxford Street.
Yeah.
That's the one that he needs a variance for the,
Was
Yeah.
all
Waiver.
If he was building a house today,
right.
it would be a completely different story.
yeah.
He's not. We're giving him a blanket, and I get that it's 3 years. I get that somebody has to do it for like
Mhm.
3 years. And they have to come to us, right?
Whoever wants to build.
Whoever
you
who's
say?
building has to
Whoever-
come to
You're
us
saying
to
we have-
notify us?
Yes.
Huh?
Well, they
We
have to
have-
call for, let us know when the erosion control is in and that type of thing.
And it can be extended, is that
What
what
if
you
that
said?
doesn't
Yeah,
happen?
3 years.
But how do they know that they have to call when the erosion?
That's
Well, they
right.
have to
When
get
he
a,
comes to get the building permit, the building
Yeah.
inspector's gonna say,
yeah,
have you
because he knows
contacted
where it is.
conservation? And they've gotta sign a thing telling me, yes, they have. So they've gotta contact the office.
I just don't like that
I don't like that
the
either.
plan isn't accounting, I mean, I get it's 20 feet thin, blah, 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 but if they just tried a little harder not to, I
I
don't know.
feel bad for the guy. though.
He did
Yeah,
adjust
For
it.
him, for the Johnson, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's better
I
the
know,
way it was.
you know, ignorance
presented
is
than
no
what you had
excuse.
shown
Yeah,
me
it's
on
not
that
even
other
just
plan.
that.
right.
We're 25 feet in, you just have to hope that the
Well, he
builder...
didn't have any, the other plan didn't even have really, Allison, like, a defined lot. He just had basically.
Yeah, but the building looked like
Oh,
it was
yeah,
jutting
he
out more.
submitted the old septic design plan.
Right.
Yeah,
That
was
wasn't,
just
it didn't have,
septic.
right.
Right.
You're just hoping that the person that builds on that lot does everything that they're supposed to do.
That's right. We don't know that they will. We
Well.
don't, there's no assurance of that.
And giving him that blanket.
Yeah, I don't like giving him that blanket. I know what you say. I feel
Well, what
for
if he
him,
doesn't
but I
sell it?
don't.
What if he decides to build himself? I mean,
If he decided to build himself, that would be a completely different thing.
That-
If he
that's right,
put a
that's
house on that lot
yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Well,
It's giving him a blanket thing saying,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
go
like
ahead, you sell it to anybody, and
It's a-
like, and we can't watch it go up.
Mm.
Because just saying, yeah, go ahead. Just
It's a
do it.
buildable lot, so he wants to sell it
Yeah.
as a buildable lot, is that correct? The
Yeah, well,
building
then that
inspector
order of
was-
conditions is going to be recorded on the deed.
Yeah, that's true too.
So, I mean, you know, the building inspector is on this.
That they're on
Yeah.
that too.
Like, I
That
mean,
is true.
There's no way they're not gonna come in front.
Yeah.
They're just not.
That's true too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that at all,
Okay.
really.
All
I
right.
said
Yeah.
the building inspector's going to make them sign a thing that if they've contacted conservation,
Mhm.
if there's any wetlands on the
we-
property,
Like limit the no disturbance, you know, or tell them that they can't I don't know. Can we?
It's just, we've watched
He's
like
already
the people, the two
requesting
people
a
that-
waiver to be in the 25.
25,
Right.
yeah, right.
And
So-
I believe there's a fee involved with that, which he's not going to get the order until that's paid.
Right, right.
I believe there's either 500
Losing my,
or $750 fee.
It's just,
this one.
yeah, we've watched like the two people down the street from me. They knew that they're not supposed to cut trees down on the lake, and they
Yeah.
did that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well,
you
people
know what I
just,
mean?
yeah.
So how do
When
you
he
know?
comes to get
Yeah.
the building
Yeah, I
permit,
know.
They know what they're supposed to be doing, and then they do what they do.
when they buy the property, I'm
exactly
sure
what
this
you
guy's going to hand them the order of conditions because
I
it's
know.
all wetlands on the property, and anyone looking at the property is going to say, oh, it's
Yeah.
all wetlands.
It's just a big
What's the
finger
deal?
of
Oh,
water
here, I've
on
got
the other
already
side,
an order of
395
conditions
from
ready for
Pond.
you.
I know.
Well, how
right.
confident
Yeah.
are we that the wetland line is accurate? You know, they can probably,
I agree.
if they're trying to make this work, you know, what's to stop somebody
Well,
from?
what's to stop anybody? Someone
I know,
stamp
that's
the
true,
plan.
too. I know, it
The
is.
guy put his stamp on the
It
plan.
is what it is.
Right.
You still have to file.
You know what, I believe,
I don't like
I
the
believe,
10-year-old title.
But like she said, what if he were building it himself? No problem.
and I don't think anybody else will either. I think at the end of the day, anybody that's trying to actually buy that lot, any bank or anybody else that's trying to give him money for that isn't gonna love this either. So they're gonna have to be buying
I
it for
agree.
cash.
Mm.
So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody's gonna be loving that.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a
But
hard
it's
sell
hard
unless he
for
puts a
us
lot
to
on it
assess
himself
the
anyways.
wetlands.
So I think that that's a hard sell for him anyways, unless he puts a house on it himself. I don't think anybody's gonna wanna be buying that
Right.
hunk of land without a house on it,
Yep.
period.
Yeah.
So what would
So,
I
I mean,
do?
In a 25-year-old septic system
Yeah.
that's been sitting
And
there,
it's-
not used, but it's been
Oh,
there.
it's that old
Yeah.
septic? I wasn't sure. The septic
Yeah.
system is that? Oh.
90.
And there's a well.
I don't believe that that's gonna, I think that we put the order of conditions on, yeah. I don't even have a thing, but I mean, like, I
I
think
just
that
think we need to make it as strict as we can.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
try
I
to-
agree. Because I don't like it.
I don't either, I don't love it
have to do
either.
it.
I mean,
No,
have
we
to
don't
We don't
have
have
to
to
do
issue,
it.
we don't have to issue this tonight.
We don't have, oh, good, okay, I don't.
We can issue it at the next meeting.
Okay, done.
No
Yeah.
offense, I just don't, I think we should.
I'm more comfortable with that too, because Mike
Okay,
walked the side
let's-
with me.
Let's do
Right,
that.
right.
And the
let's
other
do that.
thing we can do when we do issue it is we can say, we can put it that if this property is sold,
It
know,
may be some stipulation.
they're gonna come in front and put that right in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just think we
Right.
can put it right up front.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, there's something, I don't like
Like I
having
said, I'm not
sellers.
thinking
It's
straight
buildable.
anyways right
Right.
now. I'm
Yeah, you can
sorry.
do
He's not looking to do it tomorrow anyway.
Well, either it is buildable
Okay,
or
so
it's
we're
not.
going to pass on that one.
And that's the thing,
And
I
we'll
don't think
have-
we can
What's
ask
the
yeah,
next
we're
one?
gonna pass on that
I
one.
agree with that.
872 South Street, we
872.
closed the public hearing.
That's okay.
They did submit the changes back to Graves, but he said there's nothing structural or anything that's going to be changing, or nothing that's going to be changing that's affecting conservation.
Yeah, and again with this one, I just think if we can add, you know, a little more stipulation about just really trying to prevent any disturbance of the 25-foot
Yeah.
during their,
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's gonna be on that gravel area that's within the 50 feet is just gonna be slabs of granite.
Right.
You know, they put them out to display.
On
so-
the right-hand side.
and is
yeah,
it gravel,
she's
they're
got-
not paving? I didn't,
No, it just says gravel, it just says it's a gravel area.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, so it's
so the only
just
change of impervious area is,
the parking lot.
The building?
The parking lot
No.
is a disaster.
well, that's what I'm saying, if the parking lot
This
stays
is grass
gravel,
junk now, I mean, of course,
you think they're gonna,
the buildings are down. Who took the buildings down? Who took them down?
Going up.
Because they had several greenhouses and they had.
parking and display area to be concrete. Have, and so they probably don't have to do storm stuff because it's so small.
I don't think they can't even, oh, well, yes, they can.
Well, he was
Yeah,
saying
they're
there's
doing
going to be
storm,
some
they're doing,
riprap.
yeah, they're gonna
and
do storm, they have to.
They have
'cause
to.
it's-
some, wasn't there an infiltration area?
Yeah, there
Yep.
is, and they have that
And
actually.
they moved it over,
And he's still got a Graves still has to sign off, you know, that everything's gonna
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, well, still got to get approval from the planning board.
I think
Yeah, they do. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
What Caleb's Moody's title is what? Caleb's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, parking and display area to be bituminous concrete.
I got it down here.
And the building's going to be a concrete slab.
That's flat.
but zoning and Graves must have looked at all that.
Oh, yes.
We addressed all the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
So-
gone back a couple times.
Right. So if they're comfortable, I'm
they're okay with that.
So who's gonna go for it?
With your help, I'll go for it. All right, here goes. Okay, standard order of conditions plus 3.
One and
I'm
two.
sorry.
That's
1,
two.
3, right? Help me out. 1,
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, replication, right?
no.
5, 6,
7.
7, yeah,
Yep.
it should be 7. 5, 7. 8, thank you. And 9.
Yep.
And 9, and 11. And 12. And...
I don't know, if- there's no wetland restoration though.
Oh, okay, so there's no other anything in the back then? No,
So
so
it'd be
12 is not.
11.
11 and then 13?
13,
13.
Okay, and that's
that's it.
it, I
So do
think.
you want to just go over those
1,
numbers again?
1, correct me please, 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 13.
Yep,
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
all right.
And then can we add
Standard of conditions.
something about just limiting 25-foot, staying out of the 25-foot with heavy machinery or any, I
No,
don't know.
they're supposed to anyway.
They just have to-
25, you're not supposed to be.
Okay.
They can't be within 25.
No.
Is that where the,
There's nothing,
The
there's
silt
nothing that's
fence.
being
Silt
built
fence,
within the
yeah.
25, so there's no need for any machinery to be in there.
Right.
And that's where the
Okay.
sill fence is gonna be anyway.
Yeah. He said the closest thing is going to be this riprap for this drain.
Okay.
uh,
yeah, as
Some
long as they go
infiltration
in from
system, what is
the,
this?
They're coming in from the
side.
street, yeah.
Pavement.
all right, then I'm good. You're right.
You have a second?
Thanks, Tom.
I'll second
All
that.
right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey,
To
don't
vote.
run off, you got to sign this.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
It was quick. Okay. Now, you're making me hungry. I
So
didn't
if
do
we
the
do
whole
go
lot
into
either.
the 25-foot
This is
zone,
nibbling time now.
that's
We're
when we
having
need
supper.
to issue that last one, the 14 or whatever?
Issue an
They have
enforcement
to-
order because they're not supposed to be in it.
At
Yeah,
2.
Well, no, I mean, this guy who's asking for,
Oh, he's requesting a waiver.
There's-
He's
I had
gonna have to pay
8
for
cup
that
of kale
waiver.
soup at
Right.
2. Like, that's what I've
He's
had today.
infringing it all in
I'm
that
starving.
25
Kill is like
foot.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So where's that piece of paper?
And
Where are we
He's
signing
coming
it?
right there.
Right here.
Here we go, Allison.
So I'm glad we're holding on that one until
Yeah.
the next meeting. Because like,
I'm not happy with
I,
that.
I think you've got
I'd
20
rather
days
have
to
the
There we
issue
do
than
go.
Mike on
Yeah,
how
that's
you
fine,
handle
that's fine.
when somebody's
There we
trying
go.
to package
There
it.
we
Because I was under the impression that
All right.
he was,
Thank you.
that Mr. Johnson had to have the town sign off and say it was a buildable lot. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds
Because he
like
said
that.
that's what the issue was, that people were saying it's not a buildable lot.
Yeah.
So we went there, looked at it, said, all right, this is what you want to do, yep, okay, this is what you would have to do, you'd have to put hay bales, you'd have to do this, you'd have to
Yeah.
do that. But he hasn't said anything as far as, you know.
I don't think we
because
should just
the-
give it a stamp
well,
of
the-
approval
well,
and
the
just
thing
say,
is,
oh,
the
it's
plan-
buildable, sure.
You know,
yeah,
what are
I'm
the
not worried.
setbacks? I mean, I don't know what the
Yeah,
setbacks are
he's
from the
he's got
road.
it right there,
It's
40
small.
foot back.
It's, yeah.
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 It's lovely.
Being
I
the-
mean, it's
being
a nice
the,
man. I feel bad, but
Yeah.
and if he was putting a house on that,
Right,
Yeah.
tomorrow, I mean, I think that he's gonna have a hard time selling.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yep, no
You
doubt.
can feel bad, but
But I said it's
ignorance is
gonna be
no
on the
excuse
deed,
that
so-
he didn't do
And if
something
he gets
with
any
the-
waivers, he's going to have to pay for them.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a motion.
motion to close the meeting.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay,
Opposed?
goodbye, guys.
All right.
See you.